UFC 291, stacked card, and what a card it was. Justin Gaethje defeated Dustin Poirier with a right high kick KO. Round 2. This was for the BMF title. It was presented by Jorge Masvidal, who was the previous
champion.
The previous BMF champion.
Oh, I've interviewed Masvidal in Sydney.
There you go. Oh, look at that man, Tones, mate. He gets around. He gets around to all the big names. Absolute awesome fight. Not very long. Gaethje's very tough. Poirier is very tough. Gaethje got the high kick and just absolutely knocked him out of the park. He wasn't getting up after that. On the same card, we had Alex Pereira. Those of you that know, the guy who knocked out Izzy in kickboxing, Cole, and fought Izzy, and Izzy beat him in his last fight. So he then went up a weight division and fought Jan Blachowicz. I hope I said that right. He beat him by split decision. Also, a fan favorite, Derek Lewis, the one that always says my balls are hot and takes off his shorts. He did it again. He also won. He came out with a flying knee, like what Masvidal did many years ago. And it landed, and 33 seconds, it was all over. Then he said his balls are hot, and he took off his shorts, and he pantsed around the ring.
As you do in celebrations.
Yeah. And then we had Bobby Green versus Tony Ferguson. Tony, for the love of the game, we love you, Tony. You're a legend. You've done a lot for this sport. Please retire.
I did see the first 2 rounds of that fight, actually.
Devastating. Really, really upsetting.
Oh, the elbows to the head were just excruciating. Even as a viewer.
He's got a life after sport, after fighting. Please go look after your kids. You made enough money. Go enjoy your life. Enough. Father Time has got him. It's clearly evident. Another one to highlight was Kevin Holland versus Michael Chiesa. I think Chiesa's done. I think it's time for him to hang him up. I think there's nothing left in it. Go and commentate. You do a great job at it. And finally, our very own Jake Matthews, Aussie, won by submission rear naked choke in round 2 against Darius Flowers. Great win for him. Keeps his streak going, moving forward. Absolutely spectacular win on one of the biggest stages. Great final all around. The UFC never fails to disappoint. Gate was about 6 million. Sold that crowd.
You should actually change that statement.
Why is that?
Well, because you said it always never fails to disappoint. It's the other way around.
Sorry. My apologies. Never fails to entertain us. Right?
Correct. And as we discussed last week, the UFC has overshadowed boxing and is the premier combative sport in the world.
Why? Do you know why, Tones?
Well, because people were sick of disproportionate results, and they didn't like the judges having too much of a say over who won when it was actually the opposite.
In simple terms, the best fight the best. And that's what people want to see. People want to see action fights. Action fights. They want to see people at their peak fighting others at their peak, not waiting things out. Anyway, a big weekend of fighting. That's pretty much it in terms of the whole fight game, unless you have something to add.
No, I'm done. It was a big weekend of boxing and UFC. I'm happy with your summation of it all.
All right, everyone. Thank you very much. Thank you, Tones. You're an absolute legend. We'll catch you all next week. Take care, everyone.